Hello everybody and welcome back to Manor Lords, where we are currently progressing through the spring here. We're working on building our farmhouse right now, and we'll figure out exactly how that ends up working fairly soon here. For the moment, we need to get the farmhouse done. That's kind of mission number 1. Mission number 2 would be to get our approval up over 50 so that hopefully we can get a 6th family. That would be a good thing. Getting more workers is going to be a very, very useful endeavor. No doubt about that. Getting an additional ox would not be bad, but we only have stable space of 1. We don't have enough wealth to order another ox at this moment because, of course, we put it into, like, vegetable gardens and stuff over here. So that's fine for now. I'm not sure what we're building over here at this moment. Yeah, the backyard extensions have not been put in as of yet. Okay, so that is all fine. We see we're at 47 right now. It went down by -3 due to homelessness. That should no longer be a thing. What we're interested in now is variety of food. So I see that we have, looks like 3 logs in storage in our logging camp. That's fine. And the farmhouse is under construction. Where is our ox? Well, the ox is actually just chilling at the hitching post for right now. We're still moving spears and shields around a fair amount. Okay, I'm not sure entirely what they're doing with the spears and shields, but they appear to be hauling them. So that's fine. We see that we have 2 spears, 2 shields here. They must have overhauled some of them.
Hey, bring that piece over here.
And now they're taking them back. That's interesting. I'm not sure why they would have done that, but that, of course, means that we're not building our farmhouse as of right now. But I think these guys are heading over to that. Yes. So that looks good. For the moment, that is fine. But what we need more than anything at this moment, I feel like, is we need to get our windmill up. And that'll go right there, which we can build right now. Looks good. So that'll be perfect. We'll get that underway. We'll need to transport those goods, of course, but that's fine. We'll also want to get our church going. For that, we're going to need some timber. I don't want to assign a family here just yet. Or actually, we'll need planks for this, right? Hang on. Timber is what it calls the logs, if I recall correctly. So let's go into here. We need 20 planks, I believe. We, of course, don't have that. We do have some stone. We have 10 stone. Is that enough to build the church? Or are we going to need more stone? It is enough to build the church. Okay. We do have a clay deposit here. We have an iron deposit here. There's a stone deposit up over here. So we can definitely get additional stone that way. For now, this is fine. What do we have in that cart? There are 2 carts here that are not being utilized. You are going to flatten ground. Okay, presumably this is being done for the windmill. We've already transported 1 of the logs over there. That looks good. The farmhouse is getting close to being done. I expect this to be the place where we, like, set priority for fields and things like that. I'm not sure if we need any other farmhouses. This might be the only one that we need, and that might be the management system that is used for all of our fields. For right now, of course, we only have the 1 field. And that's okay. We still only have enough food for 7 months at this moment. Our hunting camp is, well, not making a lot of food at the moment. We only have 11 bread and 2 meat in our granary, so that's probably where that food is coming from. We're trying to sell additional food. Okay, we don't have any clothing here right now. As far as I'm aware, we don't have any way to create clothing. I believe that to be the case. Unless the Weaver's Workshop is also capable of doing that.
No, it should.
But we want to get a source of wool going for sure, and surely we can also eat the sheep, right? Surely that would be a source of meat. That would make sense, but I guess we'll find out. So we do probably want to put in a pasture somewhere, and this is a sheep farm here. So this might... used to employ families on the field. To employ peasants on the fields, plural, you need to build a farmhouse. So I'm not entirely sure about that. So, If we wanted some pasture space, what I'd really like to do is find out where we have some less arable land. It's like up over here. We're about to run out of timber and block yourself. Make sure you have a logging camp before placing more buildings. We have a logging camp. We're about to run out of timber, but we're working on it. It's fine. We're not going to block ourselves. We're already on it. So that sounds good. The farmhouse is now completed. We can assign up to 8 families to this. And we can add a plowing station. Okay. So there are no families currently assigned to it. Unlimited work area. Yeah, I think we can have the farmhouse be anywhere. So we do need people to come work in the field. Plowing happens in autumn, but there hasn't been an autumn yet. Okay, we're doing more spear transportation, apparently, but it looks like we're primarily working on our windmill right now. I'd actually like to take this down to low priority, and, well, the field priority is on medium, but I think what we really need to do is we have to have a family assigned here. So what I want to do is I want to think about removing the family that is on the Woodcutter's Lodge, potentially. Market food variety, okay. So we're at +1, but we need to go up by 2 approval here. Okay. So that is definitely something that we can work towards.
Nice work.
Yeah, I think what we're going to need to do is build this windmill. We need another family. That is kind of top priority right now. So we need to build this windmill. Once the windmill is built, I'm going to assign the construction family to the farmhouse. What we really actually need is 2 families, but whatever. So we can build additional housing out over this way, potentially like curving like this. I have no idea what that would look like. That would be very weird, probably. So this is Emmer fertility. Underground water. Flax fertility. Which is not very good. We can't grow much flax right now. Okay, where did we get that? Over here. Barley fertility. Not very good. And rye fertility. We've actually got pretty decent rye fertility here. So Emmer fertility and rye fertility. This is probably what this is going to end up being. Okay, let's get that windmill finished. But we really do need to work on the field. 100%. And I think we have to assign people to that. So we may want to unassign the Woodcutter's Lodge. We're basically full on generic storage right now. But I wonder what that'll do to the market situation. That'll be interesting, won't it? I definitely feel like it will. Clouds coming in here. Okay. That's noted. So it is currently still May, and as you can see, the shadows are getting a little bit long. So I want to absolutely get this windmill completed. It appears to be very close to being done here. But we really do need to get that field online. 1000%. We need to get that field online. So I want to assign a family here. If the field is not set to fallow, farmers will plow it and sow the crop as soon as possible. Yield will increase as it grows, and it is harvested in September in the harvest season. Okay. So these guys are going to be assigned over here right now. I don't actually want that. I want to finish the windmill. You're transporting firewood. This guy's still constructing, though, so this is fine. Yeah, we'll have these two continue to work on construction. The windmill is now done, and I want to immediately assign that family to the farmhouse. So this guy is now a farmer, and he's going to go plow by hand. That's what we want right now, is we absolutely want to get this field plowed, ideally before June. Like, we want to get this plowed and planted immediately. So let's prioritize that for right now. So it looks to me like we only need the one farmhouse, at least for the moment. And that's kind of the worker building, which is kind of strange to me, but whatever. We're still felling trees out over this direction, and we may want to put a halt to that for a little bit. I do see that there are some little trees growing out over here that presumably have been planted by the forester. So yeah, there's definitely some little trees out here. That all looks good. Cool. Sun is going to be going down fairly soon here, and we got to get working on this. So I'm wondering, this is going to take a while to plow by hand, isn't it? It's a fairly large plot. Yeah, so it looks like this area is now plowed, and she has moved down to here. Same with this guy. This spot is now plowed, and he is moving to here. That's going to take some time. But we need them to be focused on that. And we might want to send some other people down there. Like, for example, this family, we might want to unassign and assign them to come help. So for now, that looks good. We might want to do the same, actually, with our Woodcutter's Lodge for right now. And we can assign them like this. So I'm not sure what exactly is going to happen with that firewood stall. It's currently considered abandoned. Okay, that's good to know. I'm also not going to have anyone in the forestry hut for right now. We're going to have 4 families assigned to the field. 4 of our 5. The 5th is still working in the hunting camp because we want to stock up as much meat as we can before the winter. So that's okay. We're not going to do this long term, to be clear. I just want these guys to all be involved in getting this farm ready to go by the time the harvest season rolls around. We want to get this done quickly. So we're just bringing a lot of people from the community in to help plow the field. They might help with the planting as well. But we're not going to keep them here long term. We're going to send them back to their original jobs eventually. Cool. So we've got lots and lots of people coming on in here. This is going to go way faster than with just the 2. No doubt about that. So we're chilling at 49% approval. Market food variety is bringing us up. We're going to go to 50 soon. Getting access to a 6th family would be a very, very good thing. Which of these would we want to have assigned? Well, the windmill is going to be important to have functioning after we have wheat. Right? So we don't need to have the windmill functioning until September. So we're definitely going to run out of bread before then. We've only got 11 bread left, and that is understandable. Cool. We're certainly making good progress on this, so we've got more people still coming in here. And where are you going right now? You're transporting meat? Yeah, that looks good. So we've got a fair amount of storage here. We've got 4 meat and 5 hides in storage. I would like to get construction on a tannery might not be a bad idea, and a weaver's workshop, but we really do need more people. Like, we need more workers for all that. For now, let's bump up our speed here to like 4x speed. We're going to be doing this through the night, and it's going to be switching over to June very soon. We got to get these crops planted. Excellent. So we've got everybody working on plowing the fields. Eventually we'll do this much more efficiently with oxen. New mercenary companies are available. But this is looking good. I don't think we'll have any major issues here. We're going to need to send these guys back to their normal jobs eventually, but I just want to get this field plowed. And we'll see how long it takes to sow the seeds. We might want to sow the seeds as well as soon as we can. It is now officially June, and we got to get these seeds planted. We want them to grow as much as possible so that we can harvest them in September, ideally. And we might do an all-hands-on-deck like this for the harvest as well. But yeah, this is definitely plowing at a reasonable speed at this point. So that looks good. Let's get that finished up. Rain has stopped. It likes to rain overnight, which is, you know, fairly realistic. Where are you going, bud? He's going to transport firewood. I'm not sure why he's doing that, but okay. And you're transporting a large shield? Sure. So, we're at 49 approval right now, and let's just get this field plowed. We're just about done plowing. Looks like we're sowing now. Yeah, that's definitely sowing seeds, and that's going a lot faster than the plow. So that looks good. Can we see in here? Okay, we can see that we're 50% done sowing. That's changing a lot. Resource stolen by the nearby bandits. 9 meat. They're not that nearby. They're in fact quite far away. Did they steal it from our granary? No, these all seem to be pretty much the same. So I'm not entirely sure where they stole it from. It might have been from a deposit. They're quite far away, and for the moment, I'm not too concerned about them. We need to get our sowing completed. So let's finish that, and then we can have fewer people working the field. So this is crop growth here. Once this is done, do we need these guys actually working on the field, is the question. Okay, now it's growing, and it's at 1% crop growth. Cool. So I'm currently guessing that we can take people out of the farmhouse and put them in the logging camp, in the saw pit, in the woodcutter's lodge again, and the forester's hut. And that puts us at, well, everybody assigned. It would be a lot more flexible at this point if we had one additional family. Now, I don't know if we need to do, like, any maintenance on this as it grows. Yield is currently at 0 of 3 with 81 days left to harvest. So we're going to harvest 3 wheat in total. That doesn't seem like a lot of wheat, but, I mean, it's some. We'll definitely figure out exactly how much this is going to take. Currently, we've got enough food for 6 months, which is going to take us to December. That's not quite enough to make our way through the winter. So that is definitely concerning, shall we say. So everybody's going back to work, and we are going to want to have enough planks made to be able to construct our church. That is going to be a thing that needs to happen. I'm currently leaning towards having the church be, like, up over here somewhere. Maybe positioned kind of like this. And it would just go, like, here? I'm not 100% certain yet. We, of course, need to get the planks made for that. So, that is mission number 1. But we got the field sown, and it is now 2% grown. Perfect. It's now saying that this yield is going to be in 79 days. So yeah, the days are not the same as the day and night cycle. The day and night cycle is on a monthly cycle. But there appears to be roughly 30 days between months. Okay. We're not going to do an early harvest here. We're going to let this grow as much as possible. So that will be fine. For the moment, we're going to let that saving finish, absolutely. And we need to let our approval come up a little bit more. So we've got a little bit of food here. We've got the eggs, we've got meat, and we've got bread. The eggs, of course, are coming from these chicken coops. And we've got the vegetables over here currently growing. So the question is, it requires plowing and harvesting labor. Yields depend on the plot size. The question is, when are these vegetables going to be grown, right? That'll give us a little bit more food, and we do have the eggs at the marketplace as well. So that looks reasonably fine for now. We have some decent production ongoing for that. We've got a good amount of fuel right now, so I don't know how much more wood cutting we really need here, but for the moment, this is fine. And our forester is planting additional trees over here. These trees are going to continue to be harvested by our woodcutter's lodge. We may want to consider another forester's hut down over this way, because we've definitely cut into the trees over here as we've been constructing. No doubt about that, but planting additional trees at roughly the rate we're cutting them down is, I think, happening here. So that should be reasonable. In theory. Definitely emphasis on in theory. So, we definitely need to continue to work on that logging camp. I'm wondering what's going on in the saw pit here. So we can see that there's 2 timber here right now. Okay, and... Right, so there's those planks. Looks good. I would definitely like to get a church online here. We are still lacking the timber and the planks for it. But that's okay. I'm thinking up over this way, mostly because... Actually, if we were to angle it to be a little bit more like this... That would be about where I'd want to put it, probably. Approximately there or so. So I would also like to get a sheep pen going. I don't think that's necessary right now. I'm just happy that we got our crop zone. So that's looking good. We probably... Well, crops grow in summer. This doesn't say that crops grow in spring. So I think that we got our crop zone at a... I think we missed out on a tiny, tiny bit of crop growth, but not much. So we'll let that grow for a couple of months here, and we got this done at about the right time. So we'll see how much wheat we actually get out of it and how much we're able to turn into flour and how much we're able to bake into bread. This should be at least a few loaves. No doubt about that. So that should keep us afloat on that front. So we've still got 3 varieties of food here. We are now at 50% population. Okay, so we now have positive approval. And we have an open living space. Okay, now we're at definitely positive approval and an open living space. So we would like to get another family in here. The question is, how can we attract another family? I believe that this one is currently the open house. Yeah, there are no families residing in this burgage. So we definitely want to get that fixed. The game made it out that they were going to just kind of automatically show up when we have open living spaces and above 50% approval. So I guess we'll just see if that happens. Sure. It should be okay, in theory. We'll see if anybody turns up. But I feel like we're in a pretty good place right now as far as getting all this going goes. A 6th family would absolutely be beneficial for us. We've only got 10 regional wealth at the moment, and that's because we're just doing, like, internal trading, right? So we're not actually selling anything. We're just, like, bartering internally. We're not exporting any goods. I believe that's what we've got going on anyway. So we probably have enough in this saw pit, and we probably don't need to continue to work on the saw pit. So let's pause that for the time being. And the people who are working in the saw pit can be unassigned for the moment. Okay. So that looks absolutely wonderful. I do want to get the church building here, and we should have enough to do that. So if we were to put this in somewhere around here or so, but it's not letting us build it there, I guess here is fine. We'll get that going, and we should get a road connected in just like that. Okay, so this family is going to start building the church. That seems fine for the moment. Checking in on the field, it is 4% grown. There are 70 days left. Okay. So, I mean, it's still quite fresh here. I do see little bits of wheat growing up, though, so that looks fine. Excellent. We've definitely got some work going on there. And we're up to 7 months until the supplies run out at this point. So this now means, assuming everything were to hard cut off, we would have food until January. Also, fuel consumption in the winter is doubled. So that is definitely noted. We're going to need to deal with that as well. Well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to get this church built, and we are going to wonder why this saw pit is receiving another log. It is paused, but whatever. That's fine for now, I guess. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Tommy Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video. And as always, I will see you all next time.